In this screencast, this is part 2 of groups in Moodle. And what I'd like to show you in this screencast is how it looks from the student perspective, or as the instructor to give you a feel for how the students would navigate through groups if you've added a group to an activity. So if you've watched, or I encourage you to watch the groups in Moodle part 1, you would see how to set up groups, and we set it up to a forum discussion. So now let's see how that looks and how that interaction is with the students. So right now I'm logged in as demo student. Okay, demo student was put into one of the test groups. So I'm going to come down to choose a company. Okay, so this is what the student would see. So demo student hits choose a company, and you can see that this is what he kind of sees when he drops in. For one, we have it on visible groups so that they're allowed to see the other groups. So he can see another test group. Alright, so if I click on another test group, what comes up is the topic there, because another test group has not posted. Okay, so there's no comment for him to see. So he just kind of goes back and sees the forum post. Alright, if I go back to his, because he's in the test group, he can see that the title of the discussion posted by Dave Student is test, and that the group Dave Student's in is test, and that there's one reply. So let's go see Dave's comment, and you'll see that Demo's actually already replied. So Demo Student can read Dave Student can read Demo Student, but notice they see no one else's post. Okay, and they're able to go back and forth and reply to one another. So for instance, if Demo wanted to reply to Dave, you could click on the replies and then be able to interact with Dave. Okay, so let's go now to this screen. Now I've jumped screens on you, so don't panic. This is Jane Student. Okay, now I'm in Moodle as Jane Student, and so I'm going to see what Jane Student sees. And Jane Student is not in Dave or Demo's test group, or their group. Okay, title test. So let's go down to the exact same forum. Now we know Dave and Demo have forum posts in there because we just saw them. So let's go to choose a company. Okay, now you'll see she drops in and she sees Dave Student. Okay, visible groups is on. Remember, let's drop that down, and you see that she's looking at the test group. Okay, and that's her group, another test group. Alright, so she sees that there's a discussion post, Dave Student, he's got one reply. Okay, so let's go click on that. Alright, she's able to read it, because remember, in visible groups you're able to read what other groups have and what other groups have done. You just cannot post to them. Okay, but if you notice, she's not able to post. Okay, there's nothing that allows her to reply. Alright, if we were to go back, all the way through, she can see that Dave Student's there, he's in the test group, there's one reply, but she just isn't able to post. Now if we go into another test group, which is her group, she goes back to the initial discussion board question, or I'm sorry, the initial forum question, and then she can start a thread. Just say hi, and we'll click post to forum. And it's going to do its little thing telling me I have 30 minutes to edit, and that's because if it sends out an email. Now you see her view is that discussion topic hi, Jane Student, her group's another test group, there are 0 replies. Alright, but notice that Dave Student and Demo Student don't appear because they're not in her group. They can't actually reply to her post. Okay, so if I go to this screen, alright, back out here, okay, and now I'm back in as Demo Student. And just to give you an idea, Jane has made her post. So we go down to choose a company forum. Okay, now Demo sees Dave Student test. Okay, so if I click on that discussion, he can reply. Okay, there's the reply. He can reply to his own post, he can reply to Dave's post. He has that function ability. Okay, if we go back to this screen to see the other visible group, another test group, he can see now that Jane has posted. He can even read Jane's post. Okay, but notice he can't reply. And so that's how they interact in groups that are visible. Of course, the other option is that for them not to be visible, and they wouldn't even see the other groups in there at all.